Hello, dear ones. It's Maria with you again. Today is March 31st, 2022, and I would like to talk to you about how to follow your heart, how to follow God's will for you. Just a reminder that I have videos in English, Portuguese, and Spanish. To make it easy for you, I added the link for the playlist in English to the description of this video. If you see a lots of videos of myself speaking in Portuguese and Spanish, don't think you are in the wrong place. Just click no the no link of the playlist in English, and there you're gonna find all the videos in English. So let's go to our little summary. We are created by God, like Himself. We are part of God's consciousness. We are a beautiful thought in the mind of God. When we incarnate, only a little part of that consciousness incarnate on the body. The other part remain with God and has the knowledge of everything. It knows what's the purpose. It's know about the plan that we did to do that we planning to do in this incarnation, and it's always try to guide us to the next best step towards our purpose. That communication is made through our internal guidance systems, our emotions and feelings. If you are feeling good, that means you are choosing love and you are walking towards your purpose. If you feel bad, that means your choice is based by fear and you are turning away from your purpose. So let's go to straight to the point. Sometimes it's very confusing when people say, they've heard a lot of people saying, oh, you should follow your heart. And then sometimes even in churches say, oh, you should not follow your heart because you get in trouble. You need to follow what God wants for you. We need to choose God. You cannot choose what you want. You need to choose what God wants. And that's create a lot of confusion. How I know if I'm in the right path, if I'm choosing correct when I'm following my heart, or if I'm really choosing what God's want from me. Okay, I will try to put in a very simple way. There is all thoughts that we have are based in two principles. One principle is love, and the other principle is fear. All thoughts that you have is based in love or fear. If it's based on love, you can say that you are thinking of something that is in alignment with God's will for you. You are thinking of something that's in alignment with your purpose. And your higher self is agreeing with you. When you choose something, when you think of something based on fear, you're gonna feel bad. That means you turn 180 degrees in the road. There is just one road, and on one side is love, joy, peace, enlightenment, and in the other side is fear, destruction, elimination. So when you choose something based on fear, you're gonna feel bad, you're gonna feel limited, and that means you turn away from your purpose. You're not in alignment with love, and you are not in alignment with God's will for you. That sounds pretty simple. Okay, but how can you identify if your thought is based on love or fear? Just pay attention to your emotion. For example, if you have a thought or a belief that is based on love, you're gonna feel good. You're gonna feel creative. You're gonna feel happy. You're gonna feel light. You're gonna feel all sorts of good feelings. And you probably will be vibrating from 200 and up. But in the other hand, when you think of something based on fear, you're gonna feel limited. You're gonna feel bad. The emotion you're gonna have bad. You're gonna feel deprived. You're gonna feel depressed. You're gonna feel angry. You're gonna feel grief. All those lower emotions you're gonna feel. And you probably are vibrating here under 200. And anything that you do or think that's under 200 is not the will of God for you, because the will of God for you is happiness, joy, and peace. That's the will of God's for you. And then you'll say, but Maria, why some people has such a hard life? Why they choose such a hard things to do? For example, some people born with disease. Why they would choose that? Why that? How that would be God in alignment with God's purpose for them? And why they would choose something that will cause them bad emotion, that will cause them difficult and suffering? Actually, the purpose always have a purpose for a person to choose a hard life, and the purpose is not suffering, even though they know that the person might end up with suffering. But the purpose is the experience, the learning, the improvement, the awareness that the person will gain. And don't just assume that everybody that lives in a wheelchair is suffering, because they might not. Because you're born in a certain condition is the perception you have about that will make you suffer or not. It's not the condition itself. So even though you choose, because when you are before you come, you choose the plan for the incarnation here. You choose sometimes even in details, but of course you have the free will. So some things doesn't fulfill, and it's never like very straightforward. You have the freedom to choose. That's why you're born with free will. But what happened is, okay, Maria, I say that I want to follow my heart, but the churches say that I should not follow my heart. That's dangerous. It's because people are getting confused with what follow the heart and what follow your desires. Desire is this. Desired is 125, and actually is connected with addiction and enslavement. So when you really want to do something, but actually it's based on a possession, it's cause you dependency, you're not really following your heart. That thought is not coming from your heart. It's not coming from your heart. It's coming from your ego mind. So many times they think that follow the heart is dangerous, because actually that dangerous part is you're not really following your heart. You're following your ego mind that's got on the way, and you usually vibrating here in desire 125. The heart only knows love. When you follow your heart, you are choosing love. So if you have an addiction, if you have a desire to do something that it's not good for you, that the outcome, maybe on the time you are doing, you feel good, but afterwards that you have consequences, you're not really following your heart. You're following your desire. You're following your ego mind. And that's not God's will for you. God's will for you and your heart is the same thing. The way that God tells you what's your desire is, what's your purpose is, what's the His will for you, is through your heart, your emotions. And then some people also say, oh, you need to learn to control your emotions. You cannot just live through your emotions. Emotions are dangerous. Yes and no. We are in a human body. We need our emotions. That's part of who we are. Of course, that there is bad emotions and good emotions. If you are in a thought and believe that's under 200, you're gonna have a bad emotion, and then you tell you sometimes it's okay to just let it go, as long as you're not harming yourself and harming others. Just let it go, let that thing pass through you, and once it's go, and then you'll come back, it's okay. I express the bad feeling, the bad emotion. Now it's gone. Now I can go back to normal. Now I can look to things more positive, if it's not harming you or anybody else. And those kinds of emotion, you don't really want to follow. You don't really want to feed them. Sometimes it's important to really let it go through, because if you just suppress, they'll not go away. They just get accumulating, and one time they will explode. So when you rise your vibration, and when you have something happen that you have those kinds of emotion, you are more capable to manage them, to let them go through. I'm feeling really angry. Why am I feeling so angry? Oh, he just said he cannot go have dinner with me today. Why am I feeling so angry? So you're able just to observe. You will still feel all the sensations in your body, but you just observe and see, analyze. So that's the difference. So let's just think again. Should you follow your heart? Yes. And I'm trying to do always that with the best of my ability. Because follow my heart, follow my good emotions is the way to connect and understand the will of God to me, for me, for this life, this incarnation that I'm in. Okay, should you follow your heart when you love to go and have fun and go to the night and drink like crazy and do other things that you're going to regret later? I usually don't do that. I never, even when I was young and single, I didn't really enjoy those kind of things. But that's not follow your heart. Because you're feeling that emotion, you think that everything that's emotion is connected to your heart, but the heart only connects to love. If the emotion is based on a lower vibration, on a bad belief, and a belief that's not really serve you, on a thought that doesn't serve you, that's not coming from your heart. It's coming from your ego mind. It's not coming from your heart. And I would say, yes, it's not really good to follow them. So you don't want to get rid of your emotions because you need them. While you are in this body, you need them. That's how your higher self communicates with you. That's how your higher self tells you if you are moving towards your path, towards your life's purpose. That's the will of God for you. And when you are turning away from it. So you need that emotions. But should you follow your emotions all the time? I would say learn how to manage your emotions. It's very, very helpful. Especially the bad ones, because you don't want to follow them. But if you have a good emotion, you have a good feeling to, let's say, express appreciation for somebody in a respectful way, if you want to call that follow your heart, I can tell you anything that's connected to love, really true love, it's an expression, it's God's will for you. But we really don't know. What I'm saying is, what is love? We have a very confusing concept of love. Many of the things that we call love actually is possession, is dependency, is addiction. The true emotion, the true intention behind that thing that we are calling love is not really love. Tina Louise Spalding wrote a book, I forgot the name now, but I'm gonna make a video about all her books. So over there, Ananda described the true meaning of love and how it got so confusing in this time about what really love is. But love always make you feel good. If love is make you feel bad, that bad feeling is not coming from love. That bad feeling is coming from wanting to control, want to possess, and dependency. It's not love. So should you follow your emotions? Depends. Should you follow your heart? 100%. If you really know what that really means. And just think, okay, I'm following my heart. Is that good? Am I feeling good? You have any consequences on that? Will be the consequences be good or bad? Will that harm me or harm somebody else? Because if you're gonna harm you and harm somebody else, I don't think that's really coming from love. So it's tricky to identify, but when somebody say you should not follow your emotions, that's not true 100% of the time, and that cut you right off your path, because you need to follow your emotions when they are in alignment with love. I think that's still a little bit complicated. I hope maybe later on I'll talk more about that. I hope that help you a little bit to understand it. But the answer for everything is love. And love always make you feel good. If it's not make you feel good, take a better look, because the thoughts behind are not really based on love. The answer for everything is love. Love is the answer. Então, so for you that like my videos, remember to push the like button, and share, subscribe if you haven't done so. And see you on the next video. Much love and light to you.